Hey everyone, this is Trader AG, and in this video I'm going to be analyzing the 3 trades that I took this week, my reasonings, my confluences, and also what makes me hold on to these positions longer than 99% of the traders out there. Because it takes some guts to have these positions and not close them one day or one flush down the line. So I'm going to first fulfill your curiosity. I'm going to show you the positions. And after that, I want you to go on a table. I want you to have a paper, pen, and actually write down the reasons why I took these trades. Because please don't take this video as a mental masturbation video. Don't just watch it in your bed. Actually write things down. I don't make these videos often. I make them maybe once a month. So please use them efficiently. Right? So let's get started. Now, this is the first one that I took. Again, I'm going to show you all 3 right now. And I took it from 108.5, and I'm still holding on to this position. The second one that I have is a Solana short position that I've had from 158.5, and I am also still holding on to this position, but I have a really small margin remaining right now. I took most of my profits yesterday night, and now I'm holding on to maybe 10% of the trade. And still, the reason I'm holding on to this one is simply because I want to make sure that when I take my next long position on Solana, I have a hedge position that is running with that long as well. And the third one that I took was on Wednesday. I took it from 104.6 and I held on to it for more than 24 hours before it pumped up to my take profit 1 at mid channel, and then it got me stopped out at entry. Now, I hope that your curiosity is fulfilled now. Go to your desk, go to wherever you want to go, but write things down, right? On your iPad, on your MacBook, on your computer, whatever it is, make sure that you actually take these videos seriously, because I'm going to be running you through all of the reasons I took them. And first, we're going to start with the first trade that I had in last week, which is this short that I've had from 108.5, and this was an interesting one because a lot of people at this point were bullish on the chart, which is not surprising for me, simply because when we are at the highs, when we are pushing up, a lot of people will be looking for new all-time highs. And I think the biggest play that we should talk about this week is this range right here. I think this is the talk of the town right now, and fairly so, because this is an extremely important range on the chart where we clearly have all-time highs as resistance, and we have these $100,000 lows as support. Now, when we push up to these levels and we are able to go there with basically no resistance, a lot of people at this point will look for these highs to be taken out next. And for me, what made me take this short position wasn't just the fact that I was bearish on the chart. It was simply because we were pushing into the value area high of the range that we have, and we were pushing into that range value area high with a lot of weakness on the chart. So I'm going to be talking you through what that weakness was, and also what made me target this zone right here. Like, why am I still in this trade? Even though I have taken profits when we were going down, I took profits when we were around this zone as well, but I still have around 25 to 30% of this position running with a trailing stop loss. Now, I want you to remember one thing about the chart. This chart right now, the important thing here is that we have a high, right, at all-time highs, and then we came down and we tried to push to new all-time highs, but we failed and we rejected from $110,000. So at this point, a lot of people on the chart are bearish, right? Especially when we're pushing down, we are below the point of control, we are at value area lows. Here, a lot of people will be bearish. So when I saw that, when we were pushing down, what we noticed first about this downtrend was that at this point, we had a lot of shorts coming in the market. So if I go on the XO chart, you'll see the same thing that I did as well here, which is that when we were pushing down during this downtrend from 110 down to $103,000, you can see that the open interest was increasing significantly here. And for me, the open interest increase could come in obviously 2 ways. This could be longs coming in, this could be shorts coming in. But if I open up the CVD, you'll see clearly that the positions that were coming in at this point, after especially this high, was a lot of shorts at this point. And you can see that here we have a big increase in open interest. And if I open up the footprint chart here, you'll see that most of these positions are indeed shorts. So On our final push to the downside, we had negative $14.8 million of delta, negative $14 million of delta, negative $47 million of delta, negative $34 million of delta, negative $20 million of delta. And I want you to realize here that this push that we had down to 103.8 was not a push that we had a lot of shorts, it was a lot of liquidations. The reason I say this is because you can see that the open interest on this move down was indeed kind of neutral. So it means that we have a lot of shorts, but we also have a lot of liquidations on the chart as well. And what made me believe that this was a great low on the chart was this candle right here. You can see that we had negative $20 million of delta and also $22.8 million of increasing open interest. This usually suggests that this chart is clearly showing that people are shorting the market in this zone. So for me, when I see this many shorts coming into the market, and I know for a fact that a lot of people are looking for new lows to be made for this month and this $100,000 liquidity to be taken, what I don't want to do is be bearish here. So I saw that and my first reaction was, okay, we have a lot of trapped shorts here, which means that when we are pushing higher, those shorts that came in the market here, they will have to leave the market at some point, simply because they will be in losing positions. You can always think of this like this. If you take a short position here and the price pushes higher, at some point you're either going to be liquidated or you're going to be stopped out. And in this case, those people who were shorting the market here was keep getting stopped out as the move was going higher. And that, for me, was a great sign that the push that we were having to the upside was not a strong push, but it was a short squeeze. And for me, the easiest way to understand that it was a short squeeze is, again, look at the order flow. You can see how much open interest is decreasing after that low is put in. So here we can see that after that low was put in, the open interest completely crumbles down up to these highs. So I'm going to get rid of the CVD and the footprints here. So we started this uptrend with $1.67 billion of open interest, and we finished this move with $1.49 billion of open interest. So there is around, how much is that? $170 million of closing positions from this low up to this high. And for me, the most common thing in the market that you'll see is the market will always go from the lower value to the upper value. And if the upper value rejects, it will go back to the lower value. And for me, what makes me believe that the chances are high for a break of this value is if we are seeing strength on the chart. And in this case, we did not see strength, right? We clearly are seeing people leaving the market as the price is pushing higher to these levels. So for me, my thesis at these highs were, okay, the chart is pushing higher, but the chart is not pushing higher because of strength. It's pushing higher because this is a short squeeze. And most short squeezes on the chart, they usually end up giving out a reaction at a big resistance level on the chart. So for me, this value area high up to $109.5 thousand level. So there was a daily NPOC, daily untapped point of control level here as well. So this zone was the biggest resistance zone that I've seen on the chart. That's why I took this trade at the value area high, a short trade, and I put my stop loss above these highs right here. So if the price was able to push a bit higher here, I knew that there were resistance here as well. So this could have been something like this as well. That's why I was hedging myself and believing that, okay, if we are pushing above $110,000, I would be wrong. And I didn't just say it now, I was saying that on Discord as well. If you were in the tag team, you would already know that this was something that I was, keep saying to my team. And I'm going to quickly show that to you now. I think this is giving me problems right now. Whatever. But yeah, so that was a short trade that I've had from 108.5, and this was a clear indication for me at this point that, okay, the chances are we're going to have a rejection. And for me, that rejection doesn't have to be a rejection that it's going to be like, a $10,000 reaction. For me, when we are seeing decreasing open interest in the market, hitting a big major level, and there is no sign of strength on the chart, that usually creates a reaction. And this reaction could have been only $3,000, and I would have made money because that was my take profit already. Right? I'm not looking for these positions and I'm just giving a thesis that the chart has to come down to $100,000. I'm just making my point in that, okay, we are seeing weakness on the chart, we are hitting resistance on the chart, and the chances are we're going to see a reaction. So that's why I took this trade at the value area high, and I was aiming for these lows right here. And I'm not going to say that I'm going to be taking full profits here, because if the price comes down here, right, and starts breaking down and we are seeing no reaction from this range low and we can't reclaim this range low, I'll just be holding on to this position until I see a sign of strength. So same goes for the trading stop loss that I have right now as well. I already took profits on this short position, but if the price pushes higher and is able to reclaim this mid channel, my trading stop loss lays around, like, I think it's at 106.5. So it's around this zone right here. Right, so if I see strength on the chart and that we are reclaiming the levels that we have lost, which would be the point of control and the mid channel, for me that's a great sign of strength, and it would be a great showcase that, okay, we have now tested the value area low, and the chances are we're going to be going to the upper value. So that's why I don't have a bias, I don't have a reason to tell you that the chart is going to 100K or new all-time highs. I just trade based on reaction and also based on the strength and absorption on the chart. So that was this trade, right? And it was a good analysis, but it was something simple for me because I've been doing this for a really long time as well. Now, I'm still in this position, and just like the Bitcoin short that I've had here, I have the same short position on Solana as well. So Solana was pushing up to 157.5, and as we were pushing higher, Bitcoin was hitting that value area high level. And for me, it was kind of obvious that if we were going to see a push a drop on Bitcoin, the same was going to be the case for Solana as well. But what made me choose Solana out of all the coins in the market was the push that we had right here. So a really common fact about the market is when you are seeing uptrends on the chart and when you are seeing price pushing higher on the chart, what you want to see on those uptrends is you want to see a lot of candles, right? And this could be on different time frames, but I'm going to be talking you through the 15-minute time frame here. And what I'm saying by a lot of candles, is as the price is pushing higher, you don't want the uptrends to be with two candles. Like, so you don't want those insane pumps like this where the price is doing this. You'd rather see moves like this where there's a lot of consolidation and pushing higher, because that means that we are actually building support in this zone. So as you can see, from this low right here up to this high, we have a lot of candles. From this low right here up to this high, again, we have a lot of candles. Like this move right here isn't happening in a single 15-minute candle. And same for this one here as well. From here up to here, a lot of candles. But that changes on this move right here. So the distance that we have covered with maybe like, how many is this? From 2030 up to 6. So that's like 10 hours, right? It took from us going from 141 up to 148. And it took us to go from 150 up to 158, 157, only 30 minutes. So for me, that's a great sign that, okay, we are currently pumping not because of strength, but this is usually a sign of a short squeeze on the chart. And when I add the confluence of Bitcoin, I know for a fact that the chances of us having a, what we call a BART formation here increases significantly. And these are the moves that I love to catch on shorts, because these are the times where a lot of people will tell you, a staircase up, elevator down. And that usually happens when we see no actual strength built on the uptrend. So look out for those on altcoins as well. If you're looking to short Bitcoin at a certain level that you're interested in, go on other altcoins and also search for the ones that we have elevators to the upside, right? We don't want to short the ones where we clearly have structure build, because if we have structure build, structure means support. Structure means there has been people who have been long in the market who have been putting limit orders at this zone. You don't want those people to be in the market. You want the chart that looks extremely scammy, right? Those are the ones that are best to short. And for me, when I took this short position, I knew exactly what zone to target. And for me, that zone was this right here. So the NPOC zone that we had from at $140, and we have some support levels here as well. As you can see, currently we are bouncing from this daily level right here at 136.4, and this zone right here is critical. And that's why I took major profits here as well. I was kind of discussing with my team last night if I should take profits or not, but then I analyzed the chart a bit more and I said, okay, well, it makes sense for me to take profits here simply because I made a lot of money. This is a 6.48 risk-reward ratio trade, and I made a lot of money. I still have some running on this chart, as I said, but it's not as significant as anything. I'm just holding on to the rest because I want to have a hedge when I take a long position next on the chart. So that is my long, that is my short position on Solana explained as well. If you have more questions about these two, please write them down on the comment section as well. I will do my best to answer them because I don't have much to do today. It's a Saturday. And yeah, this is my short. I hope I explained that really well. And now we can go to the last position that we had, which was a controversial one. I couldn't say it. You got the word. And this was an interesting one because I had to hold on to this position for a really long time. And when I take a long trade like this, I usually like these trades to hit take profit one fast, or I like them to hit my stop loss fast as well, because you don't want these positions where you're still holding on to them and it just kind of stops you from taking new positions on the chart because you already have a position that is, on the edge. And this one was one of them, but I do believe I had clear reasons why I took this one. Number one reason was, you can kind of see it as a hedge, but I don't see it that way. The reason I took this long was because we were at support, right? So on last week, you might have heard me say that these lows that we had here, they were weak. And the reason I say they were weak was because they were the weekend lows. You can see this was put in on Saturday, this was put in on Sunday, and when the price starts pushing down, I know for a fact that this is the liquidity that the market is looking for, because this is a structure that was built on the chart, and when this structure is built on a weekend, the chances are big players are not holding positions from that zone. So when a big player doesn't hold a position from a certain zone, they will target that zone for the liquidity in the market. So when we took out these lows, at this point I knew that, okay, well, now we have a good low on the chart because we took out the lows, we came down, we did not take out the major lows on the chart, which means that a lot of people who were waiting for this low to be taken out will be sidelined on the market. So this is a great time to actually have a pump on the market, and this could lead us to 106K, or this could lead us to new all-time highs. Again, I don't want to make predictions about this. I just thought this was a good trade. So my number one confluence was weak lows being taken. Number two confluence, most retail players are not in longs. Number three confluence was, at this point on the chart, we started seeing people short the market. So that was really interesting. So you would think that when we push down and when we are at support, people would long. But that is not the case for a lot of people. And I say this with confidence because I know how people's psychology work. When we are at the lows, when we're at these levels, and let's say someone have longed the market in this zone, longed here, and he got stopped out on this move, his first instinct is not to long the market again. His first instinct is to look for these lows to be taken out next, because he wants other people to lose money as well, and he wants to have a bit more capital to long the market when these lows are taken out. So what usually ends up happening on the chart is when you push lower and you come really close to the low that originated the move, people start shorting the market here simply because they want this $1,000 move, and they're risking $6,000 to get that $1,000. And my confirmation for this was at this point right here when I took the trade. So I didn't take it on the time I showed you, I took it right here. Right, so around this one right here. And the reason I took it here was, again, because of order flow. I'm going to show it to you now as well on a 5-minute chart, because it will show us slightly better, and you'll be able to see the exact things I'm looking for as well. Don't forget, guys, like when the price is pushing lower and you have a clear level, right, or what people love to call draw on liquidity, where the chart is clearly showing you, okay, this is where the chart wants to go, people will be willing to take trades simply because they want to catch that last move on the chart. So here, we can see the thing that I was talking about right here. So as the price was pushing lower, I think this was it, right? I don't want to be talking about the wrong one here as well. The 13th, let's see. Nope, I mean, thank God I was checking that out. I don't want to be talking about the wrong one here. So here we go. When this low was made, you can see that the open interest was increasing heavily as well. So this was shorts coming in on the market, which is not surprising, right? Because I've told you now that when this happened, this is a great sign that, okay, people are shorting the market. They want that low to be taken out, but that is not my entry trigger right here. What made me enter this position was the short positions that came on the market right here. So as you can see, on this push right here, we started to see a lot more people join with short here as well. You can see $7 million of open interest increase, $3.9 million of open interest increase with negative $4.6 million of delta, negative $6.2 million of delta, and negative $3.3 million of negative delta. And don't forget, this is on top of the shorts that we had at the lows here as well. So if I go back to the low that we had, you'll see that this is not just the ones that we talk about. I missed out on that one. I gotta go back. Yeah, this one is it, right? Yeah. So here we see the other shorts that I talked about as well at the low. So here we can see negative 4 million, negative 12 million, negative 6.3 million. So these are at the lows, and the other ones are at the level that I'm entering the market at. So at this point, my thesis is that the price will trap the shorts that came in at this zone and will have a short squeeze on the chart. And for me, what went wrong with this trade was it took longer than I thought. So it actually made me hold this position and made me a prisoner in this position, as they call it, for more than 24 hours. And at the end, we did end up having this move, which was not surprising for me because, that's usually what ends up happening. And a lot of people will clown on this position a lot simply because I only took profit one and then the position came down to stop mid entry. But if you keep taking these trades where they're high probability and you're taking from correct levels based on the confluence that you're seeing on the chart, you'll make a lot of money on the market. Because imagine the position that I was in as this take profit one hit. A lot of people at this point, they will either be bullish or bearish on the chart. For me, that doesn't have to be the case. And that's because I will have a short running from the highs and I will have a long running from the lows. So I always talk about the same things over and over again, where I tell people you have to be above the competition. And you got to think, what is the competition doing? Well, competition that you have on the charts, which are other traders, they are either taking longs looking for new all-time highs, or they are taking shorts looking for new lows on the chart. So what you have to do in order to become the best trader out there is you got to be playing both sides. Because if you're able to play both sides consistently, and you can do it with no intention of trying to guess where the price will go, you'll be right a lot more than 90% of the traders out there. So at this point, I took profit on the long position that I've had, and I knew, like, if the price goes up, I'm happy. If the price goes down, I'm happy, because how does it matter for me? If the price comes down, I have a short, which I am in right now. And if the price goes up, I'm in a long. So put yourself in these situations and start thinking of markets as, how can I put myself in a situation where I will win no matter what happens? Right? So if there's a range on the chart, and this doesn't have to be a range at any price action, if the price is doing this, there is only three trades that, or two type of players in the game. The type one is the ones who are either bearish here, right? So they want to short the market here, or they want to long the market here, or there are stupid ones on the chart who are longing the market here and shorting the market here, or the type 3 are extremely high, it's really hard to reach, but they are able to short the market at the highs and they're able to long the market at the lows, and they're not playing the same game as the other two. And I'm not saying I'm doing that with 100%, win rate. I'm the best at it, but I am one of the best because I've been doing it for a long time. It's not because I am a genius. It's because I've been studying and changing how I think for a long time to get myself in a position where I'm not playing the same game as a lot of people do. And that's why this was a valid position for me. And I took my profits, I got stopped at entry, and now we are pushing lower on the chart. So if let's say the price comes down from this zone and I decide to take a long position here, if I take a long here and I put my stop loss position, let's say below the low, and I'm aiming for all-time highs next, or those highs next, if I take this position right now and I hit my take profit one, let's say around here again, at this point, do I care where the price goes? No, because it doesn't make a difference for me. So always think of it like that, and you can always do this on the lower time frame as well. It doesn't have to be a big range. You can do this on the 1 minute time frame as well, right? So if you have this range on the 1 minute time frame, let's say, and you know for a fact that you have confidence factors, you have reasons to take these trades, you can think of this market as a range like this. You have lows right there, you have highs right there. And just like we said, there will be three types of traders out there. Number one type will be the ones who are long in the market here, right? Number two will be the ones who are shorting here because they will look for new lows to be made. Or number three, which is extremely rare in the market, those are the ones that do both. And those are the ones that win the most as well because they just play a different game. So if you want to learn about these, if you want to be more knowledgeable about how you can do these things consistently in the market, I teach them in the tag team, and I've been doing it for a long time as well. So if you're interested in that, if you're truly interested in how I get myself into these positions, join the tag team. We have a whole series about ranges. We have CVD, we have delta, strong and weak divergences, a setup that I love to use. We have daily, weekly, monthly levels, NPOC levels, everything that I love to use. And a new content comes in every single week as well. If you want to learn what I do, if you want to be at the top of the game and be a part of a community where I run through the price action, I tell you what trades I take every single day, gotta join the tag team because that's where I will be. Thank you so much for listening to this one. I hope I made everything clear. If I haven't, let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, if you want more of these updates, maybe I end up doing them once a week, leave a like, right? If I have 20 to 25 likes on this video, I'll make sure that I do the same thing next week as well. No matter if I have one trade or no trades or two trades, which I lose both. Doesn't matter. I'll do one if this video reaches 25 likes. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.